Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Sam B right here with the Tune Up Show. So look, I just did a video, kind of like a reaction video, semi, with the Jubilee. I actually like this channel. I've been looking at stuff from this channel. I've been looking at how other people react to this channel, and I'm actually kind of happy. No, I'm actually very glad that channels like this do exist, because you can never get this many different background of people to be in the same room. I mean, I think the last time this was attempted on a stage like Hollywood was the Breakfast Club. And the Breakfast Club was a movie where you had different kinds of people from different backgrounds, and and fate led them all to be in detention for that one Saturday. And I think that was an attempt to bring everybody together. And I'm pretty sure this is what this whole middle ground thing is all about with Jubilee. It's a Breakfast Club type thing. They different people from different backgrounds, and I like it. It's good. It's a good way to view and see how other people think, and see whether or not what's going on, and and who people really are. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go over this. This is another video. It's from Jubilee, Middle Ground. They asked the question, is it time to get over slavery? Black liberals versus black conservatives. So I thought, obviously, this is right up my alley. So I'm going to let it play out and chime in as we go along.
What's the big...
I mean, of course, that guy had the hip-hop, blazing hip-hop and R&B beat. You know what I mean? But hey, stereotypes exist because there's truth behind them. So who knows?
Biggest misconception black liberals have about you?
That we are self-hating. We hate our mom. We hate our dad. We don't know history.
We're out of touch. Is that we don't have any real-world experiences.
We don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah, it's like, shit, man. Where do they get these people from, man? I mean, my goodness. I mean, could she be more trumped out? I mean, look, I voted for Trump too, but this right now, this person is a caricature. I gotta call it out, because this is obviously some caricature stuff. But let's see where this goes.
What is a misconception black conservative people have about you?
Probably that I have no moral character.
I believe in chaos and anarchy.
And you don't?
No, I believe in the rule of law. I literally cannot comprehend the notion of anyone being American and black and having conservative views.
When you're online behind the screen, behind the black mirror, you can say pretty much whatever you want, do whatever you want. But when you're right here, you got to be a little bit more human.
My name is Kevin Martin. I'm a business consultant.
Yeah, so this video is a couple years old, obviously. This is probably one of their first videos they did right after the election. So, it was, I think this is very good. And, I like I said, I like stuff like this because it's controversial. They're bringing everybody together. And, it's right up the Tune Up Show's alley. This has to be talked about, and people who are not willing to come to the table and talk about stuff like this. Well, those are people that really, they're not really seeking a solution. I mean, the grand solution is God at the end of the day. I mean, if you're not choosing to live for God, then you're not really choosing anything. You're just choosing to live life as is, and that's not living. That's just existing. You have to live your life according to the scriptures and according to God. And you know, I'll be the first to tell you that I am not the best follower of God. I am not the best quote unquote Christian, or you know what I mean. But I do understand the dynamics of life, and one of those main dynamics of life is that you can't serve two masters. So if you're serving two masters, then that means you're not a loyal person. You are lukewarm, and God will spit you out. I mean, the majority of people that's living today, they know God exists, but they dupe themselves into believing, especially black people in general, they dupe themselves into believing that there's another way, you know, to achieve godliness. How do you achieve godliness without God? That is beyond me. But we're going to continue.
I was born and raised in Pennsylvania, born into and raised in a conservative household, and I'm still conservative.
My name is Xavier. I'm born and raised Los Angeles. I'm liberal.
Hi, I'm Elisa. I'm definitely as far left as one can walk.
I'm Anthony Lowe.
And just, you know, just to add more about this leftist culture, you know, I've said it many times in my videos where when you are dealing with someone that calls themselves a leftist, and sometimes a lot of these people who call themselves leftists, they don't really have any real idea of what it means to be a real leftist, because being on the left side, a leftist, that means you're choosing the left side of life. You're choosing the left side path. And the left side path is most likely, it falls into the line of witchcraft. It falls into the lines of the unrighteous, the ungodly, because Satan, he operates on the left side. He operates on the left side because on the right side of the Father, Christ occupies the right side. Okay, and you can't get to the Father without getting through him first. So the right side is already occupied. But the left side, according to Satanists and according to people who consider themselves leftists, the left side is not occupied. But I've already went over this a few times in a couple of my videos. God is covering all sides. There's nobody getting to him that he's not aware of. All right, so people need to really watch themselves on themselves calling themselves leftists, far left, because to me, I'm going to take it as, well, you're probably a witch, you know. But a lot of people, they that's how you know a lot of people, they just don't know what the hell they're talking about, and they're just spewing out talking points. But I'll let this continue.
Again, I'm from Virginia originally. Grew up in a socially conservative household, but very politically liberal. I'm conservative now, and I'm looking forward to hearing all you guys' point of view.
My name is Lady Kate Barelle. I am a conservative Republican.
All right. Can I get my black liberals on the left and my black conservatives on the right?
We can see what he's all about too. We don't even have to. I mean, with the guy that's doing the talking or whatever. You know, I try to get a little screenshot of him. Yeah, him. This guy was it Michael Dante? Yeah. Anybody that has a first name for a last name, that's trouble. I'm playing. I don't know, man. But let's continue.
Conservatives on the right.
Say that again.
Liberals on the left, conservatives to the right.
Okay.
If you agree with the prompt, you'll walk forward. If not, you'll stay back. People need to get over slavery.
All right, so I guess I started off. I mean, we all know that slavery was a terrible thing.
Yes.
It was an atrocity.
Right.
It was a human tragedy. But
Yes.
we can't just be talking about slavery every day. It ended in 1865. This is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We got to press forward. Our ancestors, they went through a lot. They died for us to be able to be here right now.
Yes.
And the best country on planet Earth.
Yes.
Take advantage of what we have right now,
Right.
rather than looking in the past and saying, oh, well, woe was me because of slavery.
Right.
You know, there have been other groups of people in slavery all throughout the world. They can't just stay in that state. So people, a lot of times, they stay right in their place, and others are being able to pass them because mentally they've moved on while others have not.
They constantly use slavery to put them in a victim mentality. We can't accomplish this because you enslaved my ancestors. Slaves were taught English. Slaves were taught how to become managers and secretaries and cooks and chauffeurs and how to build water tanks and all sorts of things. We're here now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and before I let the liberals have their say, I agree with both their statements. I wouldn't say get over slavery, but we do need to learn how to move forward as Black people, because living in the past does not guarantee our future. So if you find yourself, especially a past that you had no idea about, you didn't live through that, you know. Your grandmother didn't live through slavery. All right. Anybody that's 50 years old right now, okay, you may have a your grandparents didn't live through slavery. Okay. That's just I mean, or anyone that's my age, between my age and maybe 50 years old. Your grandmother, your grandfather did not live through slavery, so you don't really, no one living right now or within the last 100 years have any real idea about what real slavery was. Because I'll tell you right now, during the Middle Age, during the 1300s, 1400s, over there in Europe, during the Black British rulership, the Black British Empire. Okay, we got Charlemagne. All right, that was real slavery. All right, that was real. When and like I said, I'm not too keen on a lot of stuff from the mid century. I'm not a historian. I'm not a professor of Middle Age history. But from what I can gather, I would say between 1200 AD to 1600 AD, the Black British rulership ruled over a lot of land, and they had the Caucasian, what we know today as the Caucasian. The Caucasian was in slavery, and the reason why the white man was so good at having slaves was because he had help. He had he knew because of the Black people that had his ancestors in slavery. All right, and just look into that. Actually, there's a book out there, I mention it all the time. It's called The 13th Tribe by Arthur Koestler, and he depicts the Caucasian and where they come from and how it all went down. So just a little insight.
Okay. All right. I really think, honestly, colonialism didn't teach us anything because we came from a society that was living and running. So I don't think we need to get over slavery. I think we need to talk about the repercussions of it, like generational trauma, like the system that exists because of it. I don't think we should use it as a crutch.
Yeah, that's my reaction too. But guy, you need to put down that liberal handbook, and it's a shame because he's a young Black man, and I really hope that he watches this again and realizes that he's just what everything he said within the last 5-10 seconds is just erroneous. Yes, the Africans, West Indian Africans, they came over. Of course, every civilization had its own ups and downs. And yes, slavery, from what we understand, from what the Caucasian has told us, okay, it was horrible, most horrible era in history. Yeah, according to the white man. Okay, but let's be honest here. Okay, whenever Hollywood depicts that era in history, it's always some white man beating the crap out of some Black man. But let me tell you something. In Hollywood, they're all actors. So Hollywood wouldn't be able to make a slave movie without Black people being slaves. So every time there's a slave movie, just remember, it's not just white people making it, it's Black people making it too. And I'm sorry, guy, whoever you are, whatever your name is, Black people are a part of that era of history as well. or at least the promotion of it.
Much
There
to,
you go.
as for ambivalence, or to hold yourself back. You know what I mean? I think it is a mindset as well.
I think one of the most dangerous aspects of generational advancement is misinformation. I think a lot of young people, especially young men, especially young African American men and women, often have questions about why things are the way they are. Why do I get treated this way? Why has my mother gone through this? Or why has my grandmother gone through this? Well, it all comes down to the repercussions of slavery. And so I think that just getting over something, I think, is just absolutely ridiculous. And so when I hear people say that, especially my fellow African American people and friends, I think it's ridiculous. Just getting over something as serious as that, I think just plays into the whole idea of it just didn't matter anyway.
So how long do we continue to harp on it? How long do we continue? Forever?
Well,
Do we never get over?
Oh, do you mean educate? Educate is
Education is fine. To know history is one thing. To not get over a thing is
use it
something
as a
else.
crutch.
You can't minimize
You can't get
slavery.
credit.
Exactly. She said and she's right. I'm gonna let Elisa say something, but she's right. The Trump wearing lady here. Yeah, of course. Eventually, you can't keep crying about a wound that's already healed. All right, you can't keep a Band-Aid on a paper cut that's already healed. After a while, it's like, hey, take that Band-Aid off. Yes, you got hurt, and then this whole generational trauma, that's nonsense. Okay, you did not feel the crack of no damn whip that whooped some fictitious ancestor of yours. Okay, you're not feeling that. All right, you didn't live in the 50s. You are a privileged young black male. You're wearing clean clothes. You're on a YouTube channel that has well over 7 million people looking at you. Okay, and like you're not living in slavery. If anything, we are all in this country. We're all living in a mental slavery. Okay, we're a slave to our material things. We're a slave to our finances, to our bills, to a country right now that doesn't really care who we are, what we are. And black people signed up for that too. And I'm not going to forget about the assimilation to this system that was due to Martin Luther King Jr. and how he helped the assimilation of black people. There's talks about that we were better off slaves. Okay, not ever assimilating to this system. Okay, but the fact that we were forced into this system, it's best to take every advantage over the system as possible, and just live it, and live good. I mean, you see these two people right here on the right side. They're the oldest ones here. So, like I said, I'm gonna let her finish. Elisa.
Says that though.
But I listened to both of you, and I even thought maybe I'll stay out of this one.
No.
But the notion of ending the discussions on slavery, they haven't begun. We just got the lynching memorial in Alabama. We just got the African American Smithsonian in DC. You cannot go to Germany and walk more than a mile without seeing some sort of tribute to the Holocaust, some sort of apology, some sort of marker. The United States does not acknowledge slavery in that way. We are beginning to discuss, but we can't get over it until white folks acknowledge it.
Being black should not influence a political view.
Yeah, of course it shouldn't, because that's called identity politics. And once you identify as black, like I said, being black, white, Oriental, Hispanic, brown, whatever, you are already identifying yourself as a corporate designation. So therefore, with your own words, you are assimilating yourself to a system that was never really for you anyway. That's why there's divide. There's always been divide. This country was never unified. So the whole thing where back 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, when they were saying that, oh, Donald Trump's trying to divide us. No, we were never unified. Okay, it's just Donald Trump actually was a mirror being held up to the rest of the nation, and apparently nobody liked the reflection.
So,
Of course not.
yeah, being black should not really influence how you think politically, because what's good for us as black folks should be the same as everybody else. It should be from the point of view of me being an American and wanting the best for me in America.
I will vote for the best person that is running. And so far it's been, in my situation, it's been Republicans, conservative Republicans.
I vote based on the issues that I care about, and the issues that I care about stem from my personal experiences. As someone that was raised in a conservative household, I have different views on certain things. I have different views on pro-life and pro-choice issues. I have different views on economic issues. I have different views on trade and foreign policy. I don't think that skin color should have anything to do with a political view.
I would say I definitely don't vote for candidates just because they're black. Ben Carson could never get my vote. However, I do feel very much a part of a group. I feel like I have a shared history with black people and descendants of slaves in this country. And so I do not vote just based on what's okay for me.
I think people should vote for what's in the best interest of them. And I don't think that skin color should dictate on what your interest should be based on skin color.
Did you ever vote your religious belief
Yes.
on abortion?
Have I ever voted my religious beliefs on abortion?
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
And what's your religious belief on abortion?
We're not even talking about abortion. It has nothing to do with this
No, but
conversation.
it's black.
We have nothing to do with this conversation.
The majority of abortions are done to the black race.
Well, I
So
want to ask you.
you should
You
be
said
interested in answering that question.
really quick. I want to ask you because you said you wanted to leave slavery behind.
She asked right. It was a bit off-putting, a bit out of line because they weren't really talking about it. But if it's aligned with what, because he seems to be very young, probably in his early 20s at best. He hasn't lived life. I mean, you could tell. I mean, honestly, he's very articulate. He sounds like he has more than 2 brain cells. He reminds me of me a little bit, but he has to live a little bit before he starts. He has to live a little bit. I mean, I don't know him personally, but it just seems like at a young age he has a lot of things figured out because. And it's real easy for a lot of these young people to think they have things figured out because they're able to just go along to get along. I mean, when you're living in the first world like America. I mean, everything's automated. You know what I mean? So of course you want to think you have all the answers because you're able to do this, you're able to get this, you're able to do this, you're able to live alone at a young age, and he probably really should look into and not just overstep and not just overlook what that woman just asked him because he really needs to he has yet to take a stand on really anything really, but I like this. I'm gonna keep this going.
You wanted to get over it, but
I didn't say forget it. Yeah.
You said to get over it. I'm saying
Get over it. Let's not forget it.
You're a
And
Christian?
I still say teach it.
You're a Christian,
Yes, I am.
and where do you think we got that?
Got what?
Christianity.
Christianity goes all the way back to the beginning of time.
So where did we learn it though?
Where we learned it? Well, the Egyptians had religions. The Jewish taught
No,
religion.
where
You
did
mean
the
in
African
America?
diaspora?
In America.
Your lineage, yeah. Slavery, right?
They learned it from slavery.
From slavery, right.
Slaves also brought
We gotta get
religion
over
with
it,
them
right?
when they came, so it was a mixture of everybody's religion. But
just don't
they
know.
learned how to read. So what they learned how to
Well, because he on his little aha moment right now, but you're an idiot too, because you're proving how real small of a brain you have. But Christianity is actually a corporate designation by the Emperor Nero, in ancient Rome, and Christianity was the reason why it was a corporate designation, because they used that to identify followers of Christ while he was on this earth. And they use that to identify them so they can hunt them down and they can persecute them. The same way they're doing it today. That's why if you're a true follower of God, if you're a true follower of Christ in the scriptures, you probably shouldn't call yourself a Christian. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to let these guys continue.
Read was the Holy Bible.
We knew,
And either you're going to believe the Holy
we knew
Bible
how
or
to
you're
read.
not.
We knew how to read.
I believe you know how to read Arabic, what? Because it wasn't English. That's my saying. And we're in America now. Everybody should speak English.
Yeah, exactly. You're an idiot. Not the woman that's talking, but this guy with this snow cone hat on. Yeah, you're a moron. She got you. You were acting like you had her, but she really got you. You just, if anything, you showed your cards too early. You know, you bluffed way too early, and your cards got shown, and now you're just shrugging your shoulders, and it's in liberal fashion. You know, whenever they're caught in a genjutsu, you know, they just shrug their shoulders and they just say, I don't care anymore, and you know, like I said, just in liberal fashion.
Whoa. is that a hot take? Damn, we gotta speak English in America.
I support the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yep, step forward, and you know what? And he showed himself. He like now he has no choice but to go into it. Yeah, we know that you follow the black woman. We know that because you don't. This guy right here, he's the epitome of the liberal black man right here. This is what you're. If black men pay a close attention to this guy right here, because he's exactly what they want. He doesn't have a real mind of his own. Okay, his mind is being controlled most likely by the black woman. That's why he didn't step forward. He waited till she did. Look, check it out. And and once again, what was that again? What was that again?
Support the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, another shoulder shrug. All right, well, she did, so I'm follow right along. And it's a shame, really. It's a shame, but I don't need to hear about this. The Black Lives Matter thing. I don't need to hear about this. So let's go to another question, because I do that enough. All right. Let's go to another question. Let's see. Let's try to end this. Let's see. Wow, they must have just had that one question. That must have been a hard-hitting question, because they're wow. All right, let's do it.
Black community should accept LGBTQ plus rights.
Wow. Well, like I said,
I am not only a philosophical conservative, but I'm also a religious conservative. And I believe that God made everyone in his image. And I also believe that we as Christians aren't people to judge. And so who are we, or who is anyone, to deny someone their rights as a person based off of what their sexual orientation is, or how they identify, or the lifestyle that they choose to live?
You know, I'm a part of the LGBT community. I'm transgender, so I was born female, now I present male and male. Yeah, it was an interesting road.
Wow, I would have never known. That fooled me right there. Wow. Okay. I mean, I wasn't paying attention,
or how they identify, or the
so I was born.
Who is anyone to deny someone their rights as a person based off of what their sexual orientation is, or how they identify, or the lifestyle that they choose to live?
You know, I'm a part of the LGBT community. I'm transgender, so I was born female, now I present male and male.
Wow. I mean, talk about the damn mole, right? Talk about the mole. So this is a woman, and okay, now I guess I can see it now. Because you got some men who have some feminine traits, but I didn't pay it any mind because he presented himself as a man. But now I get it. Now I get why all this happened. Why she believes what she believes, and all the kickback and all this, and this person is having a struggle within. So they can't. The truth to them is like knives piercing the skin. They can't take it. So I already have my thoughts on the LGBT. I really just want to get a bit context about what's happening right now, especially in the black community. And that guy said, "Well, as a Christian, I don't think we're supposed to judge." Well, that's erroneous, because God put you on this earth as a fleshly representation of Him. So if God doesn't care for the person sinning in that particular fashion, then you should be against it as well. Yeah, we're not supposed to judge like God judges. We're not supposed to cast judgment, but we are supposed to judge people based off of their merit. I said this plenty of times. There's plenty of LGBTQ plus members that uses their sexual orientation as a way to shield their bad behavior, and that's not good either. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end it right here. Slavery, from what I understand about it, it was a bad time. There's a lot of aspects about it that's very real, and there's a lot of aspects about it that's very fictitious. It's up to you to figure it out on your own. It's up to you to do the research on it, and don't let anybody spoon feed you about what you're doing. And with that, I'm gonna end the show. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't like what I'm saying, if you agree, if you don't agree, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. All right, I'm out of here. Peace.